Hey guys, so it's really awesome. Today I'm talking to Andy about Investors Underground, and I'm super excited because this is the sort of thing that I'd like us to do more often is to get people who are actual members of different stock alert services to give us like a full commentary on what their experience is, what they like, what they don't like, and just to give an insider look because I can only be so part of so many services, right? Like I test all these different services. I can't get to all of them. So when Andy came to me last week and said, "Hey, I'd love to talk about the my experience with Investors Underground, what it's all about," I was immediately like just jumping on that. So thank you very much, Andy, for volunteering to take part in today's discussion, and it's really great. So
Hey, no problem. Yeah, I'm glad I'm part of your stock service group, and you give a lot of value to the community. So I want to get, put in my part to see whatever I can contribute to the community,
great,
and
yeah.
hopefully they can get value out of it.
Yeah, totally. And like you're sharing your screen at the moment on Investors Underground. And to be honest, the things that I know about Investors Underground is about 10 years ago when I started trading, I knew he worked in the Profit.ly, Profitly with Tim Sykes. He was part of their community as one of the gurus, but he left pretty quickly. So I never got to really experience any of his trading or anything like that. So that's been my limited experience with Nathan Michaud, the main guy at Investors Underground. So,
That's
how,
funny. I think
yeah,
Tim Syke is like everybody who got into penny stock has to go through Tim Syke. He's kind of like the
the
he's kind of
gatekeeper.
like the gateway drugs.
He really is. He really is. And then you branch off to somebody else, and then yeah. And I haven't been following Sykes for a long time, but he definitely got me into all of this. So that's for sure. So
And he's more of a very beginner level, but I do get a sense that, you do kind of get the notice kind of late, when he give you the notice, they're already pumped.
right, right. It's the typical problem, right? It
Mhm.
can be a problem where you can turn it in your favor by scalping the alerts as fast as possible. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So how did
But that
you?
is,
Yep. Sorry, keep going.
go ahead.
I was just going to ask, how did you get into trading? Was it via Tim Sykes, and how long have you been trading for, roughly?
Yeah, I dabbled in it to Tim Syke, which is about 10 years ago, you're right. And then I stopped and I got into my business outside, and I just do mostly what's it called, like early stage and long-term investing,
Oh, cool.
which is where most of my income come from. Like I got into crypto 2017, and
Wow.
got in a couple of the project really early, got in a couple 100x, although I didn't, sit through it to the whole 100x, but I got a really good fair amount out of it.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So you're one of the people you hear about, like the guys who 10x, 100x, or 1000x their returns on crypto. I'm jealous. I wish I'd done that. That would have been great.
But let me tell you, it takes a lot of what's that called? Yeah, you can get a pretty good heart attack
Yeah.
just holding through the whole volatility. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
the
for
thing with
sure.
investing
So you've
and
been,
conviction,
yeah.
it helps you go through the volatility.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I always struggle with anyway, the volatility. So how many rooms have you been a member of? So you did Tim Sykes. Is Investors Underground one of like five that you've been part of? Have you tried like dozens of these things?
I just been two for a stock. I just been in those two,
Oh,
and but I'm in a couple crypto group.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
We
so
should do a
I'm deeply.
we should do a whole separate thing about your crypto experiences. It sounds like sounds like you've got a good amount of experience and a lot of cool things to share about that.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I have a lot to say about that. Actually, I'm still a lot in crypto most of my time, but the reason why I got back into stock because I realized it's a trader's market right now.
right,
So
right.
I don't typically trade, but this is I'm mostly a early stage and long term. but I just realized it's too good to let go of this volatility is gonna be a lot
Yeah.
uh,
Well,
more coming on.
right. Well, the VIX above 20 for like a while now, right? It's like it's quite a volatile, which can be good if you're trading short term. So, is that what attracted you to Investors Underground? Because I know he's primarily a day trader, right?
Yes, he's definitely a day trader momentum, and I know that they were good before, and I need to brush up on my uh, technique. So I knew they were the one, going to help me with that process. So we can start going to and see what they offer here.
That'd be great. Yeah, let's have a look. So, I've had the textbook trading and tandem trader DVDs. I bought them a while ago. They were pretty good. Have you had a look at those?
Oh yeah, good thing you brought that up because I would say that's the most valuable thing in this video, in this subscription,
All
and you
right.
get it. Yes, and you get it with part of the subscription, plus a couple other. I think swing trading is his first video, right? His
Hmm.
first DVDs, and Tatum Trader is the most recent one,
Yeah.
and then a couple other one is I think is from the different trader, but I think Tatum Trader is the one that's you. If you're a novice, it would turn you into a mediocre or above normal, above
Mediocre.
average,
It's what
and
we're
if
going
you're
for,
average,
mediocrity.
or it will catch you up pretty good. I mean, you can
Right.
be professional actually if you're a
Right.
novice just after studying that video series, and if
Right.
you're like novice, it can get you up there pretty good. So I say that's the most valuable
Wow.
part of this subscription, and there's I think there's at least each some of them are 2 hours, some of them are 45 minutes. So and you can probably, if you're already fairly experienced, you can skip like the first three chapter.
Right.
No, so if you're not experienced, I would recommend going through that all of it.
Yeah.
So the video training, you get that with the subscription, and they send you an email every evening between 5 to 8 o'clock to let you know of what they're looking at the next day, right?
Right. Right.
And 7:50 a.m. every morning, Nate is the main guy here. He's the
Right.
main person, and he does a voice call 7:50 every morning Eastern time
150 Eastern.
to go over the plan of the day. So they very, active. They have a lot of content. You follow them, they really informative and stay on top of what you need to do.
So does that last just pre-market or does it run into actual trading during the day with like live trades, or is that
Oh, it's just pre-market, but
pre-market like
then there's the chat room also. So he's there in the chat room.
okay.
So
Yeah.
just pre-market, getting you prepared, and then the chat room is where he give you signal when he's going in and going out,
Right.
or what level to look for.
And the chat
So
rooms,
here's an
yeah, sorry, the chat room's just it's just text alerts though, right? It's not he's not live screen sharing in the chat room.
yes, it's just text alert.
It's the
Yes,
usual. Okay, cool. Just checking.
it's text alert, and let me see. So this is an example of February 18th of Nate's. I think this is the 5 o'clock email, the evening before.
Okay. Yeah. Biggest board gainers, biggest board decliners, sort of thing. Most active OTCs.
Yeah, so these are what he's looking at. Let me see if he goes down. Usually he has text. Uh, okay, this is not a good example. Hold on. What usually he write a little the description of what Emil is also another good person to follow.
Yeah.
So here's an example of what he was saying. So relative strength compared with overall market,
Okay.
going to watch dips versus 9. So they give you levels, right?
Right.
So with this is all very technical. So they never say, "Oh, buy here" or "buy sell there." They give you levels of to what to look
Right.
for. If it holds at 980, then it's good to long from that. You know.
Right. Don't see any stop losses or profit targets. Or as we'll hold above 513, we'll consider for long. Ideally, we'll push to 518. So do they
Yeah.
up are these the same things we'll talk about in the chat room during the day, or are these just like additional like ideas for things
Yeah.
to watch?
I would say it's the same terminology. Yeah, they would say, "Oh, it has to hold this level, firm up, and then it's good to go long.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't hold, then you have to make your own decision of stop loss."
Right, right. Okay. So yeah, so very technical trading just off levels and volume and stuff like that, it sounds like. Um, and then these are all intraday plays, these ones in particular.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're all intraday. They go on the 1 minute chart. So
Okay.
just to realize you how active, proactive they are. So here's a weak chart in heavy market. All right, fail against 2375 area for a short. So you gotta watch that area, see if it's like have a hard time pushing over that area, then
Right.
you can short. So that's
Cool.
basically what I mean. And yes, that's one thing is they're very technical.
Yeah.
And let's go back to
They're technical, but it's not complex technical stuff. It's nice, like just levels, break or hold. There's no crazy like stuff. So it seems fairly straightforward to follow, which is good.
yes, yes, you can if you use the when you're in there and you use the terminology, then it gets a little bit easier or more obvious to you. If you're brand new, then it can be a little bit uh, tough. But here's an example, chat room history. So this is February 18th. And the thing with the chat room feature, you can search uh, stickers on in the history of what they're talking about. So you can go back and, you know, go over um, it just to fresh up on your skills. That's another thing you can use it for.
Yep. Yep.
So here's the DraftKings, right? So this is 7:50 a.m. So they're already preparing uh, pre-market, and they were saying like bounce and hold on here or fails. So they would use term like that, you know, more
Yeah.
fails or heavy. So that's the type of term that they use.
Interesting. That's quite like shorthand. He's not writing big long sentences, which probably means he's busy taking the trades or analyzing stuff, and he doesn't want to spend like he's not writing paragraphs of details, which is
Yeah, they use. What
yeah,
is it called? That they use like short because they trading at the same time too.
right, right. And that's hard. I mean, I've had experience with that now in, some of the rooms I'm part of or, co-founded. It's actually so hard to do this day trading when you're trying to get information to people, but also do the trades yourself. So I understand that's interesting how they're doing that. Yeah.
But here's how they do that. Actually, I wanted to let you to this is a full example of the chat room. This is the momentum chat room, which is their most busiest, the most important chat room. February 18th, so they start out the morning, right?
We'll spend money trying to resubmit. Tons of cash. Yeah.
Let me see. How do I go down? Okay. Oh, so that's the end of the. Okay, never mind. I got the. Let me go back up here. The market open right here. The small cap. So basically, if you're new, they won't let you chat in this chat room at all. This is
Okay.
mainly strictly business,
Nice.
and they don't, it's not for questions. It's not for, it's basically just the tickers, levels, maybe some reason why, why you think that level is you're looking for, and they use term like push, swipe, newsletter, right? So they do keep track of any ticker that has newsletter.
Hmm.
They are very like well-rounded. They even have what's it called? Twitter bots in here
Oh, they
for
do?
news.
All
Yeah,
right.
for news. I don't see it in particular uh in this chat room, but they do have if any news coming out on the whole market or certain stock, and they even have a
So,
countdown
mm,
for when the stock get halted.
right. That's cool.
So
The thing I'm not seeing though is like concise alerts. Is there anything where Investors Live just says like buying BRCC at $4 or whatever, you know? Or is it more general, like these levels and talking about without any real like alerts and as such? Or
yeah, it's all definitely level. So here's an example: NGRV some fails versus 16 working out the cover as it seemed.
right,
So basically, he's is failing against $16, and he's coming out, he's covering act proactively. You see, so if you're
right,
new, you wouldn't understand what that term
right,
means. But yeah, that's all it is. Very technical, very high level, and yeah, there's no definitely like direct price alert. But
right,
here's the nice thing about the chat room features is that you can set it where it will just alert you on uh, on the moderator. So Investors Live is Nate, so that's the main person, right?
right.
And you can set it where him or anybody. Hold on, I'm trying to find where the chat alert stocks that where you can set him or certain people that you think are good,
Yeah.
and when they send a chat or when they start typing,
Hmm.
you can go and pay attention to that. So
That's
here's
cool.
what I can't find it now.
It's okay. If there's a feature that does that, it's pretty cool. So there's no actual price alerts though that go out to email or text or anything. It's all chat room based.
Yeah, it's all chat room based.
Cool.
And yeah, so that's the one thing. So I think we're cover all the good parts of this.
Yeah.
And let's go to like the bad parts, right? So as we already hinted it, that some of the bad part is that is very high level, um, technical, and very proactive. So you have to be there at least like 3 hours at market open because that's where all the action is
Okay.
for you to get anything out of it. And you they give you all the information you need, the evening email, the morning uh, voice, uh, yeah, voice meeting, and but then you have to be pretty fast, right? As
Right.
far as like buying, selling. So you
Yeah,
have to be learn how to do that, and then uh, they mostly focus on short right now.
that
So
makes
you have to
sense.
learn. Hmm?
That
So
makes a
you
lot
have
of
to
sense.
learn. They're mostly short now. So you have to learn how to borrows. Some of them are very. They use center point
Right,
and trade zero
right.
mainly. So you have to learn if some of the stock is like hard to borrow, you have to learn how to borrow in the morning and all of that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's so you get the watch list stuff and then the chat rooms kind of some commentary, but it's not super clear what Nate Michaud or Investors Live is actually doing in the chat room all the time. It's kind of high level and vague, like you're not really sure. Or does he record his trades anywhere in particular or anything like that?
Yeah, he does. There's I think webinars every now and then,
Oh, okay.
but not. Yeah, he gives recaps. He gives trade recaps of of where he is. If there's any good trade that you can get a lesson out of,
Yeah,
he will record it and write notes about it and gives you. Basically, he's more mainly focusing on like education and
right.
gaining your skills
That's
and
cool.
so yeah, you do have to be a certain understand a good way to get a feel of whether it's right for you or not. He does have every Sunday videos on Investors Underground YouTube channel.
Right. I've seen those.
And
Yeah.
if you watch his videos, before I used to watch his video and I couldn't understand like 90% of what he was saying.
Right.
Now I can understand about 60%. So that's a good start.
It's an
Start out.
improvement. Yeah. 60%. Okay. Yeah. Very
So
cool.
that's a good way for you to get the feel of what the service is like also and try to get yourself familiar with some of the terms that he's using and the way that he talks.
Yeah.
It's very subtle, it's not direct, but it's more
So,
subtle.
have you been taking the trades in the from the watch list type things, or in the chat room, or like how have you been playing any of these things?
Yeah, I have. Another one thing I want to recommend is that if you're going to start with this, I would start practicing paper trade first for a good fair amount of time before you get used to the mechanics of it
Right.
because you have to move pretty fast
Right.
before
Right.
you can actually start doing real trading.
Yeah.
But I did took a couple trade. I think let me go back to the watch list. But they've been I took a long on this one on a meal because I'm more comfortable with long.
Yeah.
So I took this trade, you know, and I think I took a little bit after 980, but
Right.
then stay a little bit longer than Emil does because they give you the thing, the levels, and they even tell you when they're getting out. But if you see that there's still more room to go, you can choose to stay because you know, they definitely don't know, where it's gonna stop also, right? They
Right.
just taking, yeah, they just taking profit wherever they comfortable with. And you're just a guy. You don't have to directly follow them.
I like that because it encourages more independent trading, which is what we all want to do, right? It's like um, it helps people learn to trade like independently from the guru or whoever is giving the alerts. So I like that. Very good.
Yeah, they very that's the one of the main things that they push for. They want you to be able to do this on your own.
Right.
So
For sure.
using a good example here is weak charts in heavy market, gonna watch any push and fail against 2375 area for short.
Right.
So they give you levels. And to be honest, when they talk about these levels, I don't believe, at first, before when I first got into, before I signed up with them, but now I start to see, you can see this fail level very clearly when you go into the 1 minute charts and you see like it's having a hard time. They might go over a little bit, but they have a hard time, like, you know, going, going way over these level. Then that's a good time to get in.
Cool.
So
So
yeah,
have you had success overall with taking these trades? Like, are you doing like one a day, or like have you only done like two or three total? How many have you done, and are you doing, how are you doing overall?
yeah, I'm kind of fairly new, so I make it very. Um, I wanted to focus only on two tickers at a time, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I see something that's not moving, then I move on to the next ticker. But at one time, I'm just focusing on two tickers, and yeah, I'm actually making some money here. Uh, but then I'm still practicing, so I'm not going in
Right, right,
with big positions,
right,
and they go in pretty big positions. So
right.
I'm trying to get the mechanic down, getting used to things more comfortably before I go with big positions.
That makes
Right
sense.
now, yeah,
Very cool. So that's typical for the day trading stuff. Um, what is the pricing on this service? I remember it was quite expensive the last time I looked at it. They have different pricing models, I guess, with the courses and stuff.
yeah.
So
So
yeah.
here's the pricing. I think I'm in this one annually, and yeah, this one you get the videos. Here's I think this is just the educational part of it.
The textbook trading and tandem trader are really good. I did them a while back. You used to sell them completely separately, so you didn't have to pay for the monthly subscription as well as the courses. So I got the courses and they were really good. I've got some reviews on them somewhere, so I'm a big advocate for the courses for sure.
Oh, okay, so this is the chat room. They make them separate. Just a chat room, and the subscription is 1897, and then the video is separate. But every now and then, if you follow them, they have like a discount all the time.
But it looks like these deals, though, that you're just looking at now, they do include the subscription as well. So if you scroll up a little bit, it says course and monthly subscriptions. So I'm not really sure. Twelve
You're
ninety
right.
seven.
Yes.
Yeah. So is that if that's a year of the chat room plus the courses, that's a bargain. But
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is.
know
You're
if
right.
yeah, because
And this is just the chat room, and then this is with the videos. Yes, you're right. But yeah, so we got the good, the bad, and
and the
I
ugly.
guess overall, I would say yes. I would say it's worth it,
Cool.
and there you gain a lot of knowledge. If anything, if nothing comes out of it, you get a lot of technical knowledge,
That's
and
awesome. Yeah, I can see that.
you you can use it as part of your even for long-term investing. You can show you how to like recharge and know when to take profit a little bit or when things are like over, it's overheating.
Yeah. Yeah, and
So
it's definitely education based, which is good. So I guess brand new traders might struggle a bit with this. I guess because it definitely isn't as like hand holding as some of these services are. So would you say more like intermediate or beginner, or what would you say?
if you're a brand new trader, it would just take you a little bit longer.
A bit
That's
longer.
all.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can get a lot out of this actually if you're a brand new trader.
Okay.
You probably have to take 1 or 2 months, study the videos and go in their chat room and see, try to get used. And they're very accommodative. Like if you have any questions or anything, you can email them or chat with them in the other chat room, the main chat room.
Nice.
You can
So
ask them any questions.
so Nate Michaud is the main guy. The other ones are all moderator type people. Do they all seem like, how many of them is there? Like, is there 10 of them, or because I know it's a big service. There's a lot of people in Investors Underground, right?
Yes, there's I think moderator wise, I think there's between 7 to 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just try to mostly focus on a couple people that I've seen, follow, give out the fairly good signal. But
Okay.
Nate is the most active one,
Hmm.
and Emil he seems to be more focused on long. So they all have their different
Different
areas that
things. Yeah.
they expertise in,
Right. Right.
and yeah, and first I would say the one thing they teach me is like just focus on what you're good at and try to, rather than being everywhere, try to just concentrate on one or two ticker when you're first starting out. And if
Right.
it's not moving, then move on.
So the risk management's fairly good by the sounds of it. They're not bag holding these things. They're cutting their losses quickly and letting the winners ride, and that's kind of being given to the students in terms of like training in that aspect. It sounds like
Yeah, they focus on risk management a lot.
cool.
Um, they mostly talked about like the one thing I got out of it is they show you how to realize when you're getting into a move, like before a move or after a move.
Right. Right.
So if you
That's
get in
cool.
before, then you're gonna have to realize that and you set your risk according to that.
That's cool. That's cool. So we've covered the chat room for the day trading. We've covered the prices. What about the swing trading? I saw something about a swing trading room. Doesn't sound like it's something that you're using much, but it sounds like they have one, some sort of swing trading room.
Yeah, they have a total of 4 chat room.
Oh, they have crypto as well. Oh,
Yes, but it's not really active.
right.
Let me see if I can get that. Yeah, for some reason, those chat room is not that active at all. And let me give you an example of like a couple days ago. Oh, never mind, you cannot retrieve history.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I will say the main one is the momentum. Even the swing trading, which is run by Michelle. I don't know if you know her. She's also very popular from
Um,
offshore.
oh yeah, I know of her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
she's
right.
pretty popular swing trader.
Interesting. Yeah. So I remember her vaguely. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Um,
Yeah, she's running that. Oh, you can't search chat
oh,
history on these for some reason. But
oh well.
yes, you
Well,
get a
yeah.
little bit more. If you're looking for long term, you can do or swing trading. You can do this chat room here.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's not as active. This is mainly momentum, proactive service.
And
So if you gotta consider that also.
that's cool. So does Nate answer questions or anything, or is he more like, standoffish with like, his moderators doing things, or do you have direct access to him himself, or
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Outside of trading hours, of course.
Oh, okay.
But you can direct message him, and of course, like be a little bit thoughtful about your questions. And of course, he's busy. But if you have legitimate questions, he's definitely answer it. Yeah.
So from what I've learned and like from the DVDs and stuff, I like I like Nate. I think he's a good guy. But did you see that a while back there was an issue that he had where he was pumping and running like some sort of scheme with four other people or three other people? I don't know if you've seen that or remember that happening.
Yeah, he did talk about that in his video, I think, and this is before he started the service.
Right, right,
Yeah, and I think he was saying that he was doing the buying and selling, but he
right.
didn't realize that they were pumping it in the back.
Right, right. That's the sort of thing. And that's something I came across. And I have to admit, at the time when I came across that, it put me off. But since then, I've realized that people can do things like this and mistakes happen and things. And it doesn't mean that there's some sort of scammer overall. I think the temptation is to try and say, oh, but they did this. That means they're some sort of scammer. Don't pay them for their services. That's, in my opinion, that's nonsense most of the time. And I think
Oh
it's the
yeah.
case with him. He seems like a genuine trader to me.
Yeah, he's
So
definitely genuine, and he did address that in his video. And but it's definitely not a scamming service. Very professional.
very professional.
And
That's good.
now I don't know if it's right for you for everybody or not. Like I says, it is high level. You have to put some time and you have to study, and that's about it. But as
Cool.
far as it's definitely a service that they're providing, and if you put some time into it, you can get a lot of value out of it. Actually.
That's great. Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing all this because it's something I've always wondered what goes on behind Nathan Michelle's paywall. um, I might try it out and see because I think it seems pretty good to me. The Are you planning to stay a member? Have you paid for a year or like a month or like how are you paying?
Yeah, I paid for a year, and so
So you're
I
committed to it.
started like, yeah, I just started about 2 months. So the whole first month I was just studying, you know.
Right.
I just started trading, like following them trading real money recently. I
Right.
was doing paper trading for a good couple weeks.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so just to give you an idea of like, and I was kind of going slow. So if you're doing a little bit, uh, put more time into, you can do a little bit faster. So just to
Yeah.
give you an idea of like how long it takes to catch up, depends on at what level you're at.
Right. And it doesn't look like there's any track records anywhere or anything like that because it's more educational based. It's not like here's this alert, here's this alert, here's this alert. This is how much we weighed. Like it doesn't seem like there's any track records. It's more of uh, a watch list type of do your own thing sort of thing, which is cool.
Yeah, I don't know if they have any keep track of all their trade because it's very fast,
Right.
and
Right.
I don't know, but they it's definitely profitable.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
very
So
profitable.
So what would you compare it to? So I think you mentioned you haven't really done too many of these day trading services. But is there anybody else that you have done like their approach with that this is most like? Because to me it feels a bit like Humble Trader, um, where they give out
Oh,
like key levels and things. So just trying to get a feel for like who else, like what other options are out there that would be similar to this guy, um,
yeah,
kind of thing.
I'd have it. Yeah, I wouldn't have any comparison because I don't even sign up with a lot of service to
So
be honest.
So I
Yeah,
probably have a better feel for that. So yeah, so like I said,
yeah,
somebody like Humble Trader's room sounds very similar to this, not as professional maybe, but she does like a course like he does, and then she does morning watch lists with levels and things, and then she has a Discord chat room which isn't as professional as like what you showed me in terms of clarity and things, um, but very similar kind of stuff, and a similar pricing as well. So Yeah, so that seems pretty good. I know Nate's been trading for like 20 years because he'd been trading a lot by the time I came across him like 10 years ago. So he's definitely experienced.
Yeah. Yeah,
Definitely.
he's been training for a while. Yeah, he's doing it for decades now. So he's definitely very good. And they have a lot of tools that you can use on their platform also. So basically, a lot of content. There's webinars, trade recaps, just more than a lot that you can, and it's all focused on honing your skills. So, just a lot of value if you're willing to take the time and study and all of that.
Nice. Do they have any scanners or anything? I see the resources tab there. Do you know if there's anything like proprietary in there, like some sort of scanners or anything like that to help find these trades?
Yeah, but their scanner is more, service that you
Okay, so what?
sign up with them, or is their affiliate, right?
Oh, okay.
But you don't really need it because all the
Stuff's
email that they give you and the morning meeting that they have is all from the scanner that they use.
okay. So that's kind of what you're paying them for, right? Is to spoon
Yeah.
feed you this the scanner stuff or whatever that you don't have to do it yourself. Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Very
If
cool.
you
So
want it for yourself, then yeah, you can get the scanner.
right,
But that's where they get most of their
right.
tips, you know,
Yeah, it
their ticker from.
looks like there's definitely some useful beginner stuff down on the left there, like chat room terminology, like um mentorship. Do they do mentorship by the sounds of it? Like more advanced, like one-on-one type stuff or
Yeah, they do if you need it, definitely. And yeah, they have yeah, chat room terminology. You're right about that.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
they use a lot of abbreviation.
Right. I saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot for
So
sure.
like I say, there's so much content here, and you can, you know, there's you can reach out to them,
Yep.
private message some of the moderator or the people running the service. Yeah, and they have like a monthly webinar live stream. So like live stream is every morning that they have it,
Very cool.
and you can access Nate's scanner list. So they have access to his videos of his scanner screen.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we cover it all. I think that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
very comprehensive
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good
coverage.
job. Very good job on that. Yeah. So I think anybody watching this would have a pretty good idea of what to expect if they join Investors Underground. So I guess to summarize, you recommend it for beginner traders and intermediate traders, basically.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
and
do
it's
and it's more for people who like to be proactive,
yeah.
right, in their trading. And like I say, most of the action is doing a morning market open
So day traders
and
really. Yeah,
closing. Yeah,
yeah.
and closing.
Hmm.
So yeah, so just give you an idea of like what kind of a time commitment that you would need to get to be successful out of this service.
Yeah, well, thanks very much. That makes a lot of sense, and I think is something that seems like it's a high quality service and something that I'm gonna have a look into a bit more as well and see if I want to maybe join it for a while and check it out. So yeah, so yeah, thanks a lot for sharing all that information, and it's really great to have people from the Facebook group come on and give examples of stuff that they're doing and finding useful. Um, it really does help us out a lot. So yeah,
Well, all right. Well, I'm glad I gave some good information there, and people can find it useful. And
yeah,
it's just part of me contributing to the community. So I like the community to be more active and
yeah.
helping each other's out. That's what we're here for. So
Yeah, and sometimes in the Facebook group, it becomes a little bit like we've kind of lost that a little bit. So that's why I'm so excited to share like this video with the Facebook community, and hopefully encourage others to do similar things so that we can all kind of learn from each other and avoid services that are bad and learn from people that are in services that are good and things. So yeah, once again, thank you very much for your time, and hopefully we can catch up in the Facebook group soon.
Yeah. All right, Professor. Well,
Okay.
thank you for your effort.
Yeah, thank you too, and I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks again.
Okay.
All right. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.